Hey everybody, let me know you can hear me and see me by giving me a thumbs up, a wave, something. Hey Teresa, how are you? Hi Barb, hi Jeremy, hi Pam, hi Marianne, hi Robin, hi Richard, hi Janella. Let's see who else is in here. Hi Tom, hi Katia. Y'all have to bear with me. It's allergy season. I cry most of the days these days. It's really bad. We're still in Florida and it is really, really bad. I'm not the only one that's been suffering. So how you doing, Teresa? I've had you in thought and prayer. I hope you're recovering well. So is everybody in ready for class? Did y'all get the patterns I sent out? We're not going to work the patterns. There is a special request from someone, and it made me think and reflect on some things that I may have missed explaining. So, yeah, we're going to work on that. Hi, Mary. Hi, Tasneem. Everybody give Tasneem a big clap. She's going to be teaching in her country. She's learned so much. You're doing physical therapy 2 times daily. Well, maybe you'll get better soon and get around better. Let's hope. I'll keep praying for you until you say you're fully recovered. How's that? Okay, Barb, that's fine. Well, I can tell you all what I did over the weekend. I went to a tea with several tatters here in Florida. Anita Berry was there. Ruth Perry was there. Lottie Essig was there. Winsing was there. Janet from the classes was there. Let's see who else. Joanne uh, Wagner, she was there. Lori Edwardson was there. And oh Lord, there was a lot of people there. I'm venturing to say there's probably 15 or 16 there. And it was the best day ever. It really was. The get together was fantastic. Hi, Ann. Hi, Janella. Hi, Kaylin. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things. And one of the things was what students want. They want a little more than just patterns taught to them. They want a little more discussion. Hi, Sherry. And they want more explanation on why things are the way they are and why we do the things we do. So I thought I'd take today because I got a special request over the weekend from one of my blind tatters. And she wants us to find other blind tatters. And I've taught 3 in my day. Um, she wants to know, how do you feel your next step on a pattern? So we're going to get into that today. Hi, Bev. Hi, Bridget. So, yeah, it's interesting that she asked that. Hi, Nancy. Um, because as tatters, we don't realize how much muscle memory plays into tatting as well as touch and feel. So we're going to get into that. And I've got a project for you guys to try. Okay? Because if you can accomplish this, nothing is going to stop you in the future, especially people that have eyesight problems now. They're going to get worse with age. So, yeah, we're going to do some things today that's going to blow your minds. Excuse me. Hi, Tiffany. I'm doing it for you, hon. And I'm going to answer all those questions you have. Tiffany is the young lady that is blind. I taught Tiffany to tat, Tiffany, about 10, 12 years ago? Strictly by voice. She never saw me move my hands or anything. So this is a special class for her because she touched my heart. Of course, all of you do, but she's got a special place there. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Jackie. Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little story about Ruth Perry. Okay. While we were at the luncheon, Ruth tatted. Okay. We all did. We pulled out our tatting and we talked, we tatted, we ate, we had a good time. I tried foods I'd never eat before, and I have to say, Joanne is top of the line on cooking. Okay. She really does do good. Everything we have was gluten free, sugar free, I think, and salt free. Basically, it was free, free, free. It was healthy. And it was all good. It had a good flavor. So thumbs up for Joanne. Okay. But Ruth has glaucoma. She can't see as well as she used to. She still sees, but it's not as good as her sight used to be. She's tatting now with size 10, I believe, is what I heard. But she still tats. Any idea how that relates to when she could see? Let's think this through. We work with our hands. Everything we do with our hands, we have sensors here, okay, that pick up on that. But for a blind person, when they lost their sight, their other senses hone in on that one sense that they've lost. So they bring it all together for them in their mind's eye. We all have a mind's eye. We can close our eyes and look back on the past and remember it verbatim what happened. We all have that ability. However, as we age, that ability fades unless we keep practicing it. You can do most things with your eyes closed if you attempt to make your other senses work for you. How many of you know the six senses? We have sight, we have scent, we have taste, we have smell, we have touch. And what's the sixth one? Think on that and let me know what you think the sixth sense is. It's perception. And that's where our mind's eye comes from, is perception. Yeah, hearing was listed. Okay? But perception, that is the key. What your mind perceives from all the other senses is how you control the one sense you've lost. Okay? And when you lose it at birth, you don't miss it. Well, thank you, Miss Hannah. I love you too. It was very nice to meet you too. Um, it when you lose a sense, your other senses kick into high gear and they say, come on, we're going to pick you up off your bootstraps and we're going to make everything work for you. But if you don't hone in on that, you don't work with your senses, you're not going to grasp the full potential of what your mind can do for you. And everything that deals with our senses throughout our body is managed by our minds. Now, I want everybody to close your eyes right now. Don't touch anything right now. Just close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath. What are the smells you're picking up now? Okay, what are you hearing? All right. See, I'm sorry, the video is frozen. Hi, Jess. Yep, we're working with the mind's eye. We're going to do that today. Is it still frozen, Janella? Somebody? Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I can't help it. It's windy. That's why I'm crying here. I'm underneath some pine trees I'm not supposed to be near. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so you close your eyes and you tell me what you hear, what you smell. What senses are you using at that point? Okay. It does in some places, Miss Hannah. So, with that said, now take your hands and just lay them down and feel around on your tabletop or wherever you're at and tell me, what does that tabletop feel like? Hone in on the feeling of that tabletop. Is it rough? What kind of ridges is in there? See what your fingertips are picking up, but keep your eyes closed while you're doing that. Okay? Tell me, what does that table feel like when you close your eyes? You will see that that sense kicks into high gear because your eyes are closed. When you're in a dark area, okay, you can sense walls around you. Okay, that is your sensory perception. That is the same thing that animals use, okay, to keep from running into things. Blind animals use that. Blind people use it as well once they learn how to do this. Okay. And in tatting, it is very, very helpful, especially our touch. Our touch will tell us, is our double stitches correct? And your touch comes from this finger and this finger, the two that hold the pinch. When you run your tatting through the pinch, put it in there. Take it and pull it through gently. You'll feel the caps. You'll feel the little legs of the cap. You'll feel the spacing. You'll feel the picot. You'll feel everything on that tatting. If it's a big piece, lay it in front of you. Look away and touch. Okay? Feel that work. And what you do is while you're working on your muscle memory, you're working on your touch memory as well. Okay? The touch is how I want you to learn to tat, because you should be able to tat and watch TV. As long as you're not distracted mentally, you can pick up your mistake as soon as you make it. Wait a minute, my picot's too big. As soon as you make it. Wait a minute, that picot's got to be smaller. Okay? Then, as a blind person, you need to join. You have a hard time finding that joining picot. You can use a paper clip because you can get a paper clip off. One of the bulb pins might be a little more difficult for a blind person, but a paper clip, all they got to do is hang it through that picot and they can find that little paper clip and pull it off. Okay, so that paper clip can have a little bit of a gap so it's easy to pull off for you. But a paper clip will work to find that joining picot. Or you can train your fingers like this, these two, the middle finger and the thumb. Wait a minute, where is that picot? There it is. You see, you'll pick it up. Train your middle finger to do double duty. It's going to help you find your joining picots. You have 4 fingers and a thumb. How many nerve endings are in each finger? Think about that. And if you train your hand to pick this up, You can actually tap without looking at what you're doing because your fingers have just as many nerves in it as your feet do. Do you know your feet have certain areas that can stop a headache? They have areas that can stop back pain, can stop a kidney infection. Okay. Y'all think I'm crazy. I am telling you the gospel. Those nerve endings can stop so much that is wrong with your body. Your ears, same deal. You got some serious nerve endings in these ears. That's why when you get them pierced, it hurts so bad because there's so many nerve endings. Okay. And you have that many in your fingers. So train your fingers to feel those stitches. Pick up some previous tatting, run it through your hands. See what you feel. Close your eyes. Don't peek. Okay, that's cheating. Don't peek. But practice your senses. Make your senses work for you. Hi, Teresa. So you got it, Katia. That is exactly how they tatted. And they tied knots. Okay, they didn't make joins like we do today. They tied knots on their joins. If you ever run across some old tatting, really old tatting when they didn't have electricity, you'll see where the joints are tied in knots, little bitty knots, and they're all fuzzy because they didn't have joins like we know today. They didn't make chains either. It was all bare thread space because all they had was candlelight. When you reverse the work, you've got to learn fingertips again what it feels like when you reverse the work. So you know how to feel for that stitch and see where it's going and what direction you're working in. So now, everybody grab a piece of tatting. I know you're a tatter. You got some laying around. We all do. I got some here. This is one of my little scrap bags. I don't know what's in here, but it is a scrap bag of tatting. Let me see what I got. Okay, I got this. I don't know what this is going to be or what it was going to be. Couldn't tell you. Something I started and just decided, nope, that ain't working for me. And it is, looks to be like size 40 thread. Start of a dolly, maybe? I don't know. Just something. Take your tatting. See how I've got it in my hands? Run your fingers over it. Close your eyes. Doesn't matter what size thread it is. Close your eyes. Feel your picots. Feel your tatting. If you're right-handed, use your right hand because your right hand is dominant. The left side of your brain controls the right hand. So therefore, your right hand's going to have more sensory perception to it. Okay? Left hand, not so much. Left-handers, use your left hand. It's dominant. There's a reason it's dominant. Hi, Lena. Welcome from Sweden. So, everybody grab your tatting. Let's play. Tell me what you feel. Okay? Let's start with Katia. Your name's on the bottom. Tag, you're it. Tell me what you feel in your tatting. Tell me what those stitches feel like to you. What your picots feel like. Hi, Mavis. Glad you can make it today. We got a full house today, folks. Everybody's interested in this. Tiffany, is this helping you to learn how to make your pads on your fingers work for you and not against you? I know as a blind person, things can get muddled. All right, Teresa, thank you so much for coming and keep getting better. Right. That's what it feels like to you. Okay. Anybody else got their tatting in their hands and feeling of it? Tell me what you think this feels like to you. And you will see how everybody's sensory perception is different. All right, let's see. Who have we got? Pam, have you got any out? Jess, Janella, Mary, Nancy, anybody? Tell me what your tatting feels like in your hands with your eyes closed so that we can show how it feels in the hand. Nia, stop plucking your tail. Mia's plucking her tail today. We found tail fuzz everywhere. We don't know why she's plucking the tail. She just likes plucking it. Picos are different sizes. That's a good one, Teresa. Right, Mavis. See, everybody's picking up little snippets of what's going on with their tatting. And if you practice that with your fingers, you can go blind and tat. The lady that, or the Morans that created the Jiffy tatting needles, the reason those were created is because she lost her sight and she could feel on the needle her tatting. And she knew right where her picots were, right where her stitches were. And that is where we got tatting needles from. Before they had needles, but it was like sewing needles, embroidery needles. Those, it's whatever kind of needle they could get their hands on. But then Selma Moran and her husband, or is it Aaron? I don't know which one's which. I never met them, Barb. Granger can tell you. Hi, Christy. A straight line of small bumps on the chains and rings. That's right. Small bumps. That's your caps. Okay. And, but anyway, she lost her sight and she loved to tat. She was a shuttle tatter. So her husband created the Jiffy tatting needle for her so that she could continue what she loved so much. He loved his wife so much, he wanted to give her the gift of sight without having sight. And she went on to tat for many more years after that. But take notice of what we have. We have sight to see. Yeah, like a road with a curb. Exactly, Teresa. Exactly. Um, we are given the gift of sight, but for those that are not, voice, sounds, and stuff is how they learn. And Tiffany learned from my videos. And I'll never forget what she said. She said, my voice was music to her ears. And I'm like, oh, that poor woman. I don't think my voice is music to anybody. But to her, it was a godsend. And it touched my heart. Um, she couldn't, she wanted to tat and she couldn't because of her sight. And I gave her a route for her sight. So that is why the videos were slow. That is why the videos were so detailed, because she wasn't the only blind student that I was teaching. There are two others. I have taught 3 blind people to tat through my videos. So if blind people can learn things through those videos, people that can see can learn a lot more. Okay. So make sure you're taking full advantage of the videos. Tiffany does need, and this is an all call even to subscribers. Now, we have a ton of subscribers that do not come to the classes, but they will see that this video is up. If you are blind, please contact the classes. We have several students that want to get together and work together and tat together. So If you're blind and you tat, you give us a holler and we will connect you all, and we'll even provide a room for you all to get together and chat and tat. As long as you've got a voice activated computer, you're in business. You don't need a screen with a video on it. You'll be able to tat and chat. I will set up a Zoom class for you all so you can do that. The classes will do that for you. Okay? Because I believe everybody that wants to learn needs to learn. All right? So, if there's any blind tatters out there, please contact us. Anybody that is wanting to learn to tat that is blind, please contact us. We'll get you hooked up. All right? Tom, you have never heard of Jiffy tatting needles. Jiffy tatting needles were the first tatting needles ever created in reality. They're made out of metal. And if memory serves me right, Barb can tell more about it. I sent her a tatting needle I had won at an auction, and I sent it to her. It was still in the package, and she just flipped her lid when I sent it to her. Um, this was years ago, wasn't it, Barb? Thank you, Mavis. Thank you. Anyone near Owen Sound, Ontario, Canada? Mavis is willing to meet in person, and she will help you as much as she can. Any blind people in Canada? Thank you so much, Mavis. That is so thoughtful of you. Um, okay. Now, what was the question I just gave you, Barb? Yeah, I'm a little dense today. Um, the Jiffy tatting needle was developed, what, 1963, I want to say. I'm probably wrong, 61 or 63. Um, she lost her sight due to glaucoma. Okay. And as her sight got worse, her husband was making her tatting needles. The original ones he made were made out of wood. And then after he got the um, wooden ones done and she liked the way they felt and that she could work with them, that's when he made the metal ones. And what they were made out of, what kind of metal, I don't know. But if you find a Jiffy tatting needle, whoa, Bob's your uncle. That is the best. The eye is totally hidden from view when it comes to the tatting. You don't have the Humpty for the eye. It's smooth as silk from the tip of the needle to the top of the eye. You can't get a better tatting needle. Okay. Well, thank you, Christy. Thank you for that. That is very sweet of you to say. Okay. Yeah, it's been years ago since I sent you the needle. Um, but yeah, if you find them, the best place to look for them would be in antique shops. Um, Consignment shops. A lot of times people will get consignments, and when they get consignments, they get strange and unusual things, and they don't know what they are. And if you take a tatting needle with you, or you take a shuttle with you and go in there, you can pick up pretty good bargains because they don't know what they are and get something that is really, really old and worth a lot of money. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of fakes out there. The difference between the real ones and the fakes is close your eyes. Again, hi, Carol. Close your eyes and run your hand down the Jiffy needle towards the eye. If it's even all the way down past the eye, guess what you've got? A Jiffy tatting needle. It is the only one in existence that is that smooth. Even Handy Hands is not that smooth. It's close. It's a very good close. But the rest of the tatting needles, they've all got that ridge where the eye is. And Jiffy tatting needles don't have that. So, again, if there's any blind people in the world that would like to get together on a Zoom call or something with Tiffany, she'd love to meet other blind tatters. We know you're out there. and we will find you, connect you all up, and we'll set you up in a Zoom class together so you all can tat and chat and share your experiences with each other. I think that is awesome. The Jivvies only come in one size, isn't it, Barb? Size 5. Janella has rings, bumps, and flat. Well, that just means that the core thread's in there, right? Unless you're feeling the picot. The picot will feel flat to you. Right. Exactly, Barb. Barb says the actual real ones, their final product is a stainless steel one, not one that is a knitting needle that's been converted. Awesome. No, Joan, they're not labeled for the blind. They are the actual tutorial videos that are up on the site. They've been there about 12, 15 years. And Tiffany, she learned how to tap from those videos. And they're step by step. And I take it slow and steady. And I explain things thoroughly so that it's understood. So just take her through it. Pam has a list, I think, to get them started of my original videos. So, Pam, you can put the link up to the video channel for the shuttle tatters. Tia says it's only size 5 for the Jiffy tatting needles. So, for homework, folks, you seen those beautiful patterns I sent you? The star and the bookmark. Hi, Harala. You didn't sneak in. We caught you. Yeah, new tatting videos on the playlist. You're welcome, Marianne. Homework. I want everybody to do the star, and I want you to feel it as you're tatting it. I want you to keep your eyes closed. If you can't keep them closed, put a blindfold on. I want everybody to tat in the dark. Why? I want you to learn your sense of feel, and I want you to learn your muscle memory. I want you to know it inside out. Make your other senses work for you. Okay? Everybody is going to have a learning curve on this. Expect it. Joan, the patterns are under the video, okay, on the YouTube. Pam sent out an email. You may not have gotten it, may have came back. Did it, Pam? Yeah, blind people aren't going to work with fine threads. The smallest thread that they're going to work with is a 20, and that's rare. Most of them use size 10. Okay, Joan, they're also listed up on the Facebook group. If not, Pam, can you please send that to Joan directly or just post it in here in the class? I would if I could, but I don't have the links. Just post them up one at a time. Oh, my nose is itching. I got news for y'all. I sneezed yesterday. Every time I turned around, I got a mess back here. Y'all see it? I have been going through my vintage laces. I'm getting them packed up in little baggies. I'll show you what I got going here. That's papers. I have these things. These are journals that I make. You put them together yourself. So I'm putting the ribbons and stuff that go with the journals in this bag. They're going to be up for sale in the shop soon. I got papers and stuff to create that go with it, cards, things like that. This here is for a wedding. You can use it for a guest book or a wedding journal. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've been going through my vintage laces, and yeah, that'll do it to you every time if you got allergies. Some of the laces I have, they date really far back, so they've got that aged smell to them. So yeah. Yeah, I got Pam, I got Joan's question. That's why I asked you to post them in the class. All right, let me get that for you, Joan. Let me get it for you. That is the link to the actual playlist for the beginners. And that's the same playlist that Tiffany went through. Thank you. Barb says Selma and her husband did an experiment with putting a hole in a knitting needle. And then later on, they had their final product especially made for them. Thank you, Katia. All right. Either one of these links will work, Joan. You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we want to help people. We want to help people learn to tat. That's why we're here. We're tatters. We like making lace. And I can prove lace. This is just a snippet of some of the stuff that I have. This, let's see, where's it at? I gotta find the bucket that has the vintage stuff in it. It's sort of mingled in all over the place. There's some in here. This is some vintage lace. See it? And it's got the aged smell to it. I won't lie. Here's some here. This comes from a lady I buy this from. Okay. And all this is old, old, old. And she she'll clean it up, before she sells it. But you just can't get the age out of it. I don't care how you go about it. And I have more. I have huge pieces down here on the floor that will blow you away. Let me see if I got those wedding pieces in here. I do. I'll show you some pieces that I got that are just mind blowing when you see them. They're gorgeous. And I am a sucker for lace, folks. I am a sucker for lace. Look at this. These are, I got it upside down. These are pieces that are sewn on wedding dresses. You see it? Can you see the sparkle in there? It does look like embroidered knit. And I've got all kinds of lace, and all this stuff will be going up in the shop. Here's another piece. Look at this. That's a bodice piece. And but she goes to vintage seamstress shops, takes you to a phone streaming bid. That shouldn't. Um, but yeah, she goes and she buys it. Here's a bag of some. Doesn't have the sparkle in it. See, but I got a truckload of this stuff, and these are all cut to fit. So you can see, look at that green. You know, see that green? Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And most of these pieces are 50 to 100 years old. And buy lace from her by the truckload. I may have some in there. I don't know. I'll have to look and see. No, I don't have anything with headers on it. It's like making your own spider web. Yeah, I purchase it and I make junk journals. And I sell them pretty cheap. I do it for the love of the art because I love lace. Okay, let's get real. I don't care how a lace is made. I love it. Okay. And but I'm being overrun. This is just what's on the rig. There's 4 buckets down here full of lace. And it's got to go. It really does have to go. And so I'm going to put packets together in a journal and, well, a journal cover. And then it's a make your own journal. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Yeah, could be. Could be. I mean, there is some really beautiful pieces in there. There's some burgundy pieces that have feathers coming out it that are just to die for. They're beautiful. Okay. How do you find my shop? Well, we're going to put the shop on the website. My husband's supposed to work on that as soon as I can figure out how to do it. He can show me, then I can get it up. But I have an Etsy shop. But right now, everybody's protesting Etsy because of the fees and the things they want sellers to do. And the sellers aren't making much money. So, like I say, it's all going to go up on the shop. Okay. Let's see. Well, thank you, Sue. Yeah, it'll make fascinating. Now, all these laces you'll see out of the plastic. I don't like mingling with them unless I've washed my hands good because the oils on your hands can damage vintage laces. Don't think it can. It can flat eat up some vintage lace. So I don't like messing with it too much unless I've got my hands washed and my little gloves on. So, but and then when it's sold, what they do with it, that it's their own business. So, all right, let's see. Tiffany, let's see what your question was. She says, you're good at measuring pico size, you can count the stitches, you understand the line of progression, difficulty picturing the whole project. The patterns look lovely. Okay, Tiffany, I am going to answer that question to you in the best way I possibly can. When you tap the piece, okay, then you feel that piece. Now you understand, Tiffany, that what you're feeling is going to have mistakes in it, okay, because you are blind. You do have some small sight, but it's not enough. Feel those stitches, feel the picots, feel those joins, feel what you've done, and then you can picture those patterns and know what they're going to look like. And then you can catch the finished piece. Um, you do have braille printer, don't you? because the braille printer should pick it up. If not, um, you could possibly take it up to like an place like Office Max, Office Depot, and have them run it through one of those. It's like a dot matrix printer. It will impress the print. Yeah. What sounds like line of progression? Okay, Pam, are we on two different subjects? The grapevine pattern, I'd have to pull it up. What? That one? That's a Cat Days bag. This you get when you go to Palmetto's Tatting, this one here, you get a bag like that when you go to their convention. When you register to go with your registration, that comes to you free. It's got little place for your drink on both sides, a place to hang your keys, a pocket in the front. You got this for a pen. I mean, it's everything. Yeah. Anything with texture, blind people really, really can do and do well, very well. They just have to learn the texture of that work. All right, let me get the grapevine pattern out. Let me see what we're looking at because I haven't really looked at it. I just picked it out, okay? Because I thought it was pretty and it was Martha's. Anything Martha does, I can guarantee you is beautiful. She has some really, really pretty patterns, folks. Martha S does. Oh, my ears itching. Let me get that pattern up for you. Okay. Well, thank you. I didn't make it and I didn't design it, but thank you. Talk to Teresa Lauren about that. She's the president of Palmettos. Teresa Woods, I think she's vice president, isn't she, Teresa? I can't remember. If you get a chance, Mavis, to go to Palmettos, they're in North Carolina. If you get a chance to go to Palmetto's Cat Days, do so. Lodi's up there towards Canada. So you could go to Lodi, and that's very similar to Palmetto's, but they don't have all the frills and lace that Palmetto's has. I like Palmetto's. Joan, you need to go. You just need to go. I'm just saying you need to go. Last year was the first time I've missed in a long time. Okay. Now, Tasneem wants me to discuss the pattern. Now, this pattern, Tasneem, is for both needle and shuttle. Okay. And she does have let's see, she should have a legend with it. Yeah, she's got a legend. Their legend is a ring, chain, picot, pass the needle through, and reverse work. Now, if you're using a shuttle, you don't pass your needle through anything. Hi, Deborah. So, what is your question? Tell me what part of the pattern, Tasneem, you need help with. You had a door visitor. Hmm. Was it a good door visitor? Was it Publishers Clearinghouse giving you $3 million? That's a good door visitor. I keep getting called. Didn't even enter, and I won. How does that happen, right? What is the easiest way to pick up tatting off the table and get it on your hands? Right. How do you know which is the right side versus the wrong side? Okay. Let me show you. Let me get something here that's bigger. Maybe here's something. Here is a pattern I was working on. God only knows which pattern it is. This bag here has many starts to many things. It looks to be. Okay. All right, here's a good example. I'm gonna hold this up close to you guys. Let it focus. Come on, focus. I would use the downshot camera, but right now there's lace on that table. I don't want to confuse you all. Do you see how the caps on that thread is facing forward where the picots are? Each side of the picot has a cap. That is the front side. The back side, right here, you will see there is no caps on that picot. That is the best way to find out which is the right side and which is the wrong side. That is if you're doing front side, back side tatting. That is the only tatting that has a right side and a wrong side. Traditional tatting has no right side, has no wrong side. Okay? Because you're tatting all front side on traditional. When you turn your work, you're still doing the same movements. When you reverse your work, you're doing the same movements. Nothing changes. Okay. So there is no definitive right and there's no definitive wrong. There is a video on the channel that explains and shows you up close and personal how to tell the difference. Okay. The easiest way to pick up your tatting off the table and get it on your hands right is to know which side you're working on. If you're left-handed, okay, your line of progression is going to flow to the left. If you're right-handed, your line of progression is going to flow to the right. That means your pattern is going to go to the right. Left-handed, it's going to the left. So if you've got a ring with a chain, okay, for example, I don't have a shuttle in here. They're in the other room. I moved my shuttles out of here. I didn't want them broke. This chain, if I was a left-handed tatter, this ring would be tatted and then this chain would come off. If I was a right-handed tatter, I would tat the ring and the right chain would be the one that comes off. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. You can make the first ring and put a hair clip on it to show the front side. However, if you show the front side doing that and you're tatting traditional, the front side could be either side. It's whatever looks good for you. All right. She's doing stacked ring butterflies. Awesome, Tiffany. Awesome. I am so proud of how far you have come. I am. Okay. An overview, it seems a bit confusing. What is confusing you? Is it the Riego? Okay. When you tat a ring, okay, on a right handed tatter, you tat your ring and it comes around this way. Then you reverse your work and your chain goes this way. Okay. Then you reverse your work and you tat another ring. Your ring is going this way to the right. Okay. Your chain comes off to the right. When you tat your chain, it's coming off to the right. Yes, Barbara. You ignore the pass noodle through. I had to do it. I had to. Yeah, you ignore it. You don't know. Uh, when you pass the needle through a join, that's just the way the needle tatters do it. They pass the needle through. They don't pull it up and do that. There are some that do. When I made the needle tatting videos, that's the way I had to do it because that's technically the right way to do it. But each needle tatter develops their own thing. And that's why I wanted this one because it goes to both. Okay. The main part of your homework is the um, star. Okay. Now, back to Joan. Joan, if you're tatting left handed, your rings are going to go the opposite direction. You reverse your work, and your chain is going to your left. Now, on camera, it looks like I'm pointing to the right. I'm not, I'm pointing left. This is my left hand. Okay. Because I am right handed. Okay. So my rings are going to go to the right. My chains are going to go to the right. Does that make sense, Joan? That's what comes off. Okay. When it comes off, it's going to the right. If you're left handed, everything's going to the left. So let me give you a fair bit of warning here, folks. We have left handed tatters that design. Nina Libin is one. She writes her patterns in the same direction she tats, which is left. As a right handed tatter, you need to know that all her work is going to flow to the left. So you got to do the mirror image to the right. I can't remember which clockwise or counterclockwise. It's just, I do it right and left, Barb. The clockwise and counterclockwise. Sometimes my brain can't register it. All right. Good, good, good. I'm so glad. Now, Tasneem, what is it exactly that you're not catching in that pattern that is confusing? You're welcome, Miss Hannah. And we hope to see you next class. Have a good day and enjoy your dinner. So, that was Yolanda. She'll be here in class. She was at the T. She's never tatted before, and I sent her a starter pack from the class to get her going. So, as soon as it gets there, she's going to be ready to rock and roll, folks. All right, Tasneem, tell me what you're having problems with, sweetie, and I'll help you with it, okay? Now, what Martha used was Riego method to tap that. Richard, that's a good pattern for you, okay? Because it is done using Riego method on the shuttle, okay? The pattern came from the Riego magazine or the Riego book. I don't know which one. The information's on the pattern. That's all I can tell you. I have not personally tatted that pattern. How to make the grape bunch without using a split ring. It should be in the directions. Let's look at those directions here. All right, the needle method is the grape cluster that she's talking about. The shuttle version uses split rings on the cluster. And from looking at this, I'm going to say the reason she did the split rings, Tasneem, is because of the cluster. That would be the only way you could get the cluster to lay right. Now, if you wanted to do it without doing a split ring, you could do a self-closing mock ring and come up with the same thing. Just be careful. Make sure your ends come out at the bottom. Both your ends that have to come out the bottom. That's why a self-closing mock ring would work better. How to make the vine change in the opposite direction. You just wouldn't turn your work, reverse your work. If you want the vines to go this way instead of this way, you wouldn't reverse your work and you'd switch shuttles. That's how you get that. Ah, Martha! Everybody, Martha S., the creator of that pattern. She is a wonderful tatter. I love her work. She's got a collar I'd die for. Thank you so much for helping her with this, Martha. I do appreciate it. I pulled it out of the files because I thought it was beautiful. I haven't tagged it, so there you go. Don't worry, Martha. A lot of people have that problem. I don't know why, but they do. I am so glad you came. That made my day. Awesome, Jeremy. Awesome. The bookmark is, just for something to do. It's not a requirement for homework. Awesome, Martha. Feels good to have a day off every now and then, doesn't it? Martha is a nurse, and for her to get a day off, that's a good thing. That is awesome, Mavis. Oh, thank you, Tasneem. Well, Martha, Tasneem started with us, what, about a year ago, Tasneem? And she's come a long way and she's been challenging herself. And now in Pakistan, she's able to teach other ladies. That just really made my day when she told me that. I'm so proud of her. She's come a long way, but she does challenge herself. Don't think she doesn't. I try to get stuff out that she can challenge herself with. And this one's a good one. It is gorgeous, folks. If you do tat it for yourself. Don't tat it to give it away. Laboratory medical technologist at a hospital, not a nurse. I thought she was a nurse. That's what I heard, or heard wrong something. I don't know. But that's okay. You're in the medical field, and what you do for people is worth its weight in gold. Nurses get a bad rap, folks. Medical staff gets a bad rap because of COVID, and it's not their fault. Just know that they're there to help. So, your sister will admire it until it's hers. That's cool. Use it for a collar piece. Like you've got a collar that one of them that folds down, that stiff collar. Use it for a collar piece. You talk a statement. Now that could be a statement. You've always got my best wishes. Exactly, Mavis. Exactly. They are very overworked and underpaid. Most places are understaffed nowadays because of COVID. They're understaffed. Yep. Need to make two. I'll make it. It's on my list. I'm still working on 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. And Janet can tell you I'm still working on 3 weeks because I was working on stuff from 3 weeks ago at the tea. You made two of them and gave both of them away? Awesome. You made somebody's day better. I tell you what, you want to do something special at Christmas? Every hospital has a cancer wing. Make some of those in different colors. If you look up the colors of the awareness ribbons for cancer patients, make some of those up and take them to the cancer hospital to give out to the cancer patients. That will show them other people are thinking and praying for them. Okay? And it's a nice gesture. You don't have to put a pin back on it. Just put a pin in there, a safety pin with it, so that they can attach it to their shirt. They may want to wear it in their hair. You don't know. But do that for the holidays. That would be something really significant in the cancer community. All right. Well, it's 4 o'clock, folks. Homework. You definitely got to do the star. When you do the star, make sure you use your hands and close your eyes. Feel those stitches, feel those picos. Act like you don't have sight because as you age, you're going to lose your sight. It's like everything else, it runs south. Okay? So be ready. Planning is half the battle. All right? Because if you do lose your sight, you won't lose your tatting, and tatting keep you encouraged. Whereas if you have nothing, you get depressed, you get out of sorts, and you have nothing to look forward to. At least you'll have your tatting to look forward to. And I got news for you. Ruth Perry can really tat some beautiful pieces, and she can't see very well. So think about that. You're very welcome, Mary. Awesome, Barb. So you all have a wonderful afternoon. I will see you on Thursday. And until then, may all your threads never tangle and make beautiful lace. Happy tatting, everybody. I'll see you guys on Thursday. If you have any questions about the patterns, give me a holler in the class. I will answer your emails. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye bye.